Hiya Chris, great lesson at the weekend. Just a quick recap on the key points that we covered. First move away from the ball is much better than it was, but still needs to be improved. So you can see there that the hands don't work up as quickly as they did. Let's put some lines on here for you. So they're staying on hand plane much longer than they were before then moving up onto elbow plane. But what we're seeing at this session here today was a little bit too shut at the top. Got a strong grip, so we're going to look a touch shut, but that is definitely too shut. And also the elbows separating during the takeaway, that right elbow getting a little bit too much behind you at that point, forcing things across the line. We take it down. The right elbow has already started to separate, so the gap between the elbows has started to increase from where it was at setup, resulting in a backswing. There's a little bit too long, a little bit too loose, and across the line. From there, with the elbow, with the right elbow drifting behind you, you can see that gets underneath and behind you coming into impact, which means that you've now got to, and you're strong enough to do it, shift that swing to the left on the way through. And the way you do that is by throwing the club head at the ball through impact. So as that club is under plane just after P6, what we're now going to see is quite an active release of the club through impact. That is you using your hands to shift that plane line to the left, giving you something like a repeatable shot pattern, but it's not the most consistent way of playing golf. So what we're doing here now is we're going to try and keep the elbows pinched together for as long as possible. So we're really going to keep these elbows tight on the way back, and the feeling is that we're going to have a 3/4 backswing. You can see they're much tidier at the top. Long shut and across the line. Shorter, more neutral, and slightly laid off. Far better looking golf swing, this one here. You can see that the right elbow hasn't sort of popped out behind you quite as much. As a result, it gets a little bit less behind us at P6. It's still behind us, but not as much. And as a result, we don't have to. Now, we're still going to do this, but we don't have to shift the plane to the left quite as much as we're coming into the golf ball. But because we've done that for so long, we're definitely going to want to do it. I'm going to put this line in place for you, and you'll look at that and compare the two. So there's the hand plane. You look at the location of the right elbow at the top, much tighter. You can see there the difference between where the club is to the plane. Slightly less underplane, still underplane, but less underplane, therefore requires less shifting to the left as it's coming into the golf ball. Slightly less club face rotation. Through swing, a lot of good things going on with your swing, Chris, and I feel that if we can tighten things up on the way through, then that's going to help also. So if we take a little look now at improving this move, like we said, we've got the shaft less underplane coming through, so therefore we don't need to collapse the left wrist, flatten the right wrist out, and shift the plane to the left as much as we're coming into impact. So what we're going to do here now is the drill that I've given you. Have a bit of play around with this on the practice ground. You're going to set yourself up. You're then going to try and sort of imitate Mike Bennett's impact position. So you're going to move that lower centre forward, stabilise that upper centre, get the handle of the club forward. And then all you're trying to do now is feel that. You're trying to maintain that through the hitting area so that you get a little bit more shaft lean and much less rotation of the club face. And you can see there now, as the shaft gets parallel with the ground, just a touch past parallel with both of these, but you get the idea. Instead of happening below the level of your belt, it's now happening above the level of your belt. So your rate of closure on the club face and the shifting of the plane line to the left has been decreased. Good luck with it. Enjoy Portugal, and I look forward to working with you when you get back. Well done.